Hi everyone, welcome to Clutch Entertainment today, and today we're going to be talking about work versus play. This is a common issue in today's society. We go through a lot of different times where we might overwork ourselves or we might play too much. And you got to have that balance in life. You got to have the way you can have it set up so you can work a little bit and play a little bit. And that'll give you the opportunity to be able to live the best life you can. I mean, it's a big, important thing in life, and you need to definitely invest into balancing your life and managing the time that you work and the time that you play. So I'll get right into it. I'll talk about the importance, the negativity of both, some of the balance, some of the ways to motivate yourself, and some examples of overworking yourself or playing too much. And also, I'll talk about what is work and what is play. So we'll get right into it. So first off, we'll start off with what is work. So work is more so of something that it's like our daily task. So we have to do certain things in the day. So it could be doing chores, could be responsibilities. It could be like your professional life, like working a job. It could be doing some kind of activity or something for somebody, just serving somebody, volunteering. That would be considered work. And it's something that, we all have to do, and it gives us a lot of opportunity. So as far as play, though, play is more so of our hobbies, times that we can relax, times we can take our time with things, and, just enjoy ourselves, watch TV shows, work out, workout could be like both depending on how you like working out. Also, it's stuff like playing games with people. It could be playing a sport, playing a game, on a computer, on a video game system, a board game, and just hanging out and laughing and enjoying time. That could be play. So why do we talk about these things? Working and playing, because both of these things or contribute a ton of things to our lives. So if we're working a lot, we're putting ourselves in a position to ignore some things in life that we usually would, focus on, like family and friends and maybe some things we enjoy. Now, if you play too much, you'll be focusing more so on things that, don't really matter, and you can't achieve your goals in life, and you can't put yourself in a position to succeed in life in general. So let's talk about the importance of these things when I went into those. So let's talk about like work first. So work gives you purpose. It gives you an objective, a place to go, a place to get to, an achievable place. It also gives you growth. It gives you a chance to make yourself better, improve yourself. Makes you think, I got to do better. I got to balance myself. I got to make myself a better person. And also gives you financial stability. So making money, that's how you make money most of the time, is by working. So as far as like play goes, the importance of that is gives you a good relaxation break. It gives you a mental health recharge, so you can sit back and relax, and it gives you a break to take your time, take deep breaths, relax. It gives you a chance to recover if you went and worked a ton of time and you just need a few days or a few hours, few minutes. It gives you time to get back in a healthy mind state that you're able to get to the primary objective of your life in general. So let's talk about the negativity of both. So I was going through this a little bit in the beginning here, but as far as work goes, you don't want to overwork, because number one, you'll get burnout. And if you don't know what burnout is when you work so hard and you have time for nothing else, and you don't have enough time to leisure yourself or to relax, and you just get really frustrated with yourself. You don't feel motivated. You don't feel like you can be the productive self you usually are. It can lead to a lot of stress. It can lead to a lot of fatigue. It can lead to a lot of anxiety. It can lead to a lot of different things, even negative relationships with people. And that's not something you want to do. You don't want to put yourself in a position for burnout. that's why taking breaks is important. That's why taking days off from work is important. That's why spending time with family and friends is important. So let's talk about the negativity of play now. Negativity of play is more so of like you're not going to be able to achieve the goals you want in your life. If you say you want to be a successful banker and you're in banking, you know, if you constantly work, and you just concentrate on, working to something, you're not going to have the time to, even mentalize and get yourself recovered so you can be successful. It'll make you more or less productive, not as productive as you usually want to be. And that's an important thing. You don't want to be someone who's walking around not being productive, and that's not good. It also gives you the financial instability. You can't pay for things, you can't pay bills, you can't pay for things you like, and you just have to rely on other people, and that's not the way to live. You don't want to rely on other people, because when you're relying on other people to do things for you, you'll never get it done. There's always the old saying, you want something done, you do it yourself. So there's times where people can help you, but a lot of times, we're the drivers in our lives. We're the ones that have to take control and to do our thing. Also, I would say the last thing, is too much play is a lack of discipline. It puts you in a position where you don't want to do things in your daily life. You don't want to get to a point where, hey, I can just do this and this and this, and then, have a specific order. It's more so of like, oh, I feel like doing this right now. Oh, I don't feel like doing this right now. And it also prevents you from building good habits. And we need to build good habits, because building good habits in our lives gives us a way to, structure ourselves to get to the point where we need to get to the next point, to set goals, to get over to that original spot you want to be. And that brings me to my next thing, is setting boundaries. So you want to be able to set boundaries, and you need to put yourself in a position to, I'm going to do this time, and focus on those specific tasks at those certain times. And that's a big part of it. And then my next part of the balance would be time management. How are you going to, set a time to work? How are you going to set a time to play? How are you going to do this with family members? Do this with friends? How are you going to stick to that schedule and get to that point where you work 8 to 5, for example. So you wake up at 8 o'clock. You set your habits however you want to do before you go to work. Say you work at 8:30. Get up at 8. You eat breakfast real quick, run out, make some coffee, run out the door, go to work. Work all day, come home, and say, hey, I'm gonna do dinner at 5:30. I'm gonna work out at 7. I'm gonna watch a movie at 8. I'm gonna, it's not always going to be set at a specific time, but if you put yourself in like a flexible schedule, so like you flexibilize your schedule and make it more so of like, around this time I'll do this, or around that time I'll do this. And that way it'll give you a structure. It'll give you a way to make that time for things and get to that point where you can do it. I would say the next thing, is, you need to motivate yourself. And there's a lot of different things we need to do to motivate ourselves. You need to find joy. Like, say you're working, you need to find joy in the work. You need to say, hey, like, what makes this job fun? Why am I passionate about this job I'm in? I would say if you're, going to work, you're working 16-hour days or 12 to 16-hour days, and you're not enjoying it all. You're saying, this is terrible, this sucks, you should find a different job. You shouldn't be in that job, because that's going to give you some burnout. That's going to make you say, hey, I can't even have time to play. I don't have time to spend time with family and friends. I don't have time for relationships. I don't have time for any of this. And that hurts you mentally. You can't put yourself in that position and make yourself suffer if something's bad. It goes the same thing with play. Like if you wake up at a certain time every day, and it's like, you wake up, like, say, like, everyone goes to work from 8 to 5 and most businesses are open, and you're waking up super late, you need to find a way to maybe just get up a little sooner. You don't have to get up at 8 a.m. like everyone else that works. Maybe get up at 10, maybe get up at 11. Just make sure you set your day a little sooner than like sleeping until like 12 or 1 in the afternoon. That's not the way to live your life. And then like just freely just going along and just, okay, I guess I'll eat at this time. I guess I'll watch a movie now and be a couch potato. I guess I won't work out. You know, I mean, that's going to get you nowhere in life. That's just going to make you think, well, I guess I got to rely on someone else to pay my bills. I guess I got to rely on somebody else to do this for me, do that for me. And that's not a life to live. That's not what we're meant to do. We all have a purpose in this life. And that's why I was saying, like, it was so important, with, having a job, it gives you the purpose. It gives you the good growth and finance stability, And then the play gives you the relaxation, the way you can de-stress, the way you can get to a point where you'll be okay. So now I'm going to get into some examples. So some examples of overwork. So there's somebody I know who was at a job, and they were at a job for about 2 years, and they kept doing the same menial task over and over and over and over and over. And they finally said, you know what, like, I'm getting burnt out. I'm just going to take some vacation time, because they just couldn't do the job. So they decided to take some vacation time, and they ended up feeling a little better and recharged afterwards. But if they would have kept going with that burnout, they would have just quit. Like, I know it for a fact. The person I know would have quit. But I'm glad they did take that break. I'm glad they recharged, and they're back to working in that job still. They didn't like working it over and over and over and over and not having a break for over a year and a half, 2 years. But they decided to work. Another example of burnout from like overworking is there was this girl in college I talked to, and I would ask her, hey, you want to hang out? You want to spend some time? No, I don't have time. And she would constantly go to school and work in her classes, and then she'd go to a job from 4 to 10 o'clock at night and go right to bed for the next day. I mean, that's not a way to live. That's not a way to, I understand you got to pay bills. I understand you're in college. You got to work less hours in college. So she ended up dropping out of college because she couldn't do it. She just kept burning herself out. She kept going to school all day for all of her classes and then working like 6 hours at night, every night, 5 days a week or 6 days a week. And she only had like 1 day off a week. That's not a way to live. So now I have an example of people overplaying. And this is like an example of a young adult that I know that was not sure what to do in life. And they said, well, I mean, I want to go to trade school. I want to go to college, but I don't really feel like going. And you know what? I'm not going to do that after high school. I'm just done. Like, I'm just going to take my time and, and do my own thing. I want to go to somewhere that someplace that I can, go to a bar every night and go party and go do this and that. Like, that would be an example of overplay, just because you're just focusing on just the party life, the focus on, I'm just going to do whatever I want when I want. And this person was at home living under their mom and dad, and they were just, paying for a lot of, their parents were letting them live in the basement, but they weren't paying for anything, the person. They had their car paid for. I mean, that's just enabling by the parents, but at the same time, like, that's just too much. And then also, I had this guy that I played with in band, because I played trumpet, and he was like a saxophone player, and this was in middle school, and every time he played the saxophone, he was like off tune and such, and the band director said, hey, you need to practice, and he always would make an excuse like, I didn't feel like practicing, or this is boring, like, I'm being forced to be here. And it just wasn't enough practice. And he ended up, saying that, yeah, I like to play my video games more than practicing. Like, he literally told that to the teacher. And I'm just thinking, that's just a waste. That's not how you should, focus on things. So, I mean, those are some examples of overplay and overwork. So you don't want to do either or. You just want to have a good balance. So overall, I just explained some things, you can do to balance out overwork versus overplay, and to focus on life in general, and to get to the point where, you can do what you need to do. You can have a good time, spend time with your, family, friends, Work a good job, have financial stability. Make sure you do a job that you know you can do mentally. Like if it's a time in your life where you're struggling mentally, where you're having a lot of anxiety and stuff, make sure you do like a part-time job. Work your way up. Work 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week, then 30 hours a week, then 40 hours a week for a full-time job. Build yourself up slowly. And if you build yourself up slowly, you'll be able to do it again. And you'll be able to be a successful worker. But I would say at the same time, if you're working 40 hours a week, don't do 50 hours a week. Don't do 60 hours a week. Don't do 70 hours a week if you can prevent that. Because that's just going to give you no social life. It's going to put you nowhere where you don't want to be. You don't want to be in that position. So overall, you want to be yourself, be a good person. You want to focus on, what goals you're going to achieve and balance your life. Give yourself some structure with good habits, good people around you in your life, and to have a good balance of work and play. So thank you for watching Clutch Entertainment today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you can like, subscribe, that'd be great. And you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.